Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacalyn. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacalyn at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to have you back. Our show today is Adversity to Awesome here on USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and I invite you to watch our shows on a regular basis. Our platform is all about engagement, entertainment, about hope, about inspiration. There's something here for everyone. We have on average 25 live shows each week. Our guest today is not backstage yet, but I expect him shortly. And in the interim, I want to talk about Adversity to Awesome, the show, the book. Here is the book, and it's available on Amazon. And this book is 12 chapters. Each chapter was written by a different author. The first chapter is mine, and I worked with my book coach, Red O'Laughlin, to make the chapters seamless and to have flow and to make sure that each author was represented appropriately and their contact information was there, and also that their bios were there as well. So I thought what I would do is I would read just a small section of the book to you. And this section is from my chapter. Again, Adversity to Awesome. You can see the image of the book cover there. So I'm just going to read a little bit from the beginning, and I'll share the link if you're interested. So this is Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, my story. The air was heavy. The humidity level was high. There was a pungent smell in the air. What was that smell? Was it a skunk? No, not a skunk at all. I would learn later this was the smell of marijuana. I could hardly breathe. To this day, whenever I smell pot, the horrific memories of that night come rushing back. The moonlight was shimmering on the Atlantic Ocean. This strip of beach runs along A1A in South Florida. The multi-million-dollar homes were behind us. Kurt, not his real name, led us to this beach walk through a friend's property where he was house sitting. This was much more than a house. This was a converted motel, like the one you might find off of I-95, only Palm Beach County style. We walked to the property after leaving the bar. The plan was to take a beach walk and meet the next night for an official date over dinner and drinks. After a quick tour of the property, he grabbed a lighter and lit a cigarette. There was that smell. He inhaled deeply. As the smoke left his nose and mouth, he asked me if I wanted a hit. I shook my head no. I had never even smoked a cigarette, let alone done any drugs. I was a good girl and wondered, what was I doing here? Oh, I remember. It was spring break. Our conversation seemed easy and fluid. Kurt was 25 years old. He had great aspirations for himself, and he was doing odd jobs to support his retirement dream. We were walking along the beach now. I silently hoped we would not encounter any ghost crabs or night crawlers. I've always been afraid of sea creatures because of my shellfish allergy. I breathed in deeply and I put on a brave face. I felt safe until I saw the chair. Just one chair here on this beach, away from the view of the street, away from the motel home. Maybe someone had left it here unintentionally, or perhaps it was put here purposefully. I was about to find out. Wow, my heart is racing as I go back to that moment in time. So many emotions are coming up for me, as I'm sure they come up for you when you are forced to relive something that was painful and traumatic that maybe you carried with you for decades of your life because you were told it was your fault. Has that ever happened to you? That something traumatic happened and you went to people you trusted, people you looked up to, and they told you it was your fault. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And if so, how did that impact you? What did you do? I know for me, I ended up in one dysfunctional relationship with a man after another, and I hated myself. Not only that, my health suffered. Why? Because I took all of those feelings from that one night and I pressed them down and I locked them away. And I spent a lot of my life going after gold stars, getting the certifications, getting the degrees, getting the A's, whatever I needed to do to make myself feel better by getting the gold stars. You know what happened though? That pain was still there and I wasn't dealing with it. My body wasn't dealing with it either. And so it wasn't until 2018 when I was introduced to people from the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation that I actually started to look at what had happened to me that night and how those people whom I thought so much of shared with me that if I hadn't been there, it couldn't have happened, which is true, right? If you're not there, we all make choices, but does that give someone else the right to do something illegal to you? I think not. I hope you will be able to share your story and come forward. Because for me, it was very nerve wracking, even thinking about putting it in writing, especially when I have this television platform. And of course, it's going to be out there forever. And actually, the week that the book was launched, which I think was 2 weeks ago or last week, I can't even remember, I ended up having a very bad bout of facial eczema. And I think that those emotions tied to what happened that night really came through. And I was showing it. My body was showing it. So now it's out there forever. So if you want to get a copy of it, it's 99 cents for the ebook and $9.99 for the actual paperback. Thank you so much for listening to my reading. I've actually not read that live on the air, and I'm very much overwhelmed by it at the moment. And our guest is not here. So we will sign off early and then come back with our next show, which is the United Kitchens. I will also put the link if you're interested in purchasing the book to make it easy. You can just go ahead and click. And if you'd like to share your story of adversity to awesome, please do go over to our website, which is usaglobaltv.com, and go to book your session. And you can join us here and share your story so that you can help someone else walk into their light and be their own lighthouse. Thank you again for being here. We'll see you again soon. Bye.